Are you an author who's tired of the long waits and low royalties? Exact Rush is here to change the game. We specialize in publishing with precision, and we get your book to market in just 3 to 6 months, not years. But we're not just about books. We also support your photography, web design, and content creation needs. Our focus ranges from spirituality to pop culture, and we're excited about our diverse lineup of upcoming releases. So, if you're ready to keep more of your hard-earned money and get published faster, Exact Rush is your ticket. Visit exactrush.com and turn your creative dream into a profitable reality today. Tap into your most original thinking, organize your ideas, and create the opportunities to launch your creative work. Unlocking your world of creativity with best-selling author and brand innovator, Mark Stinson.
Welcome back, friends, to our podcast, Unlocking Your World of Creativity. And we're stamping our creative passport today in Amsterdam, in a village outside of Amsterdam. And we're talking to a musician, a multi-instrumentalist, and a music therapist. Our guest is Harry Kappen. Harry,
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's so good to talk to you.
Yeah.
As I said, Harry's working on a lot of great music, and he's just released a song called Not All of Us Agreed. And previous to that, a song called The Freedom Inside. It actually got up the iTunes pop charts in the UK. So we'll talk about that a little bit. And as I said, this creative direction of music therapy and teaching. So it's really about music impacting people, isn't it, Harry? You've got a real idea of impacting on people.
Wow, that's obvious. Music affects everybody, I think. Or you hate it or you love it.
That's right. Why do you think music, before we get into the actual songs, why do you think music has impact like this on people?
I think it has to do with the development of the human being. As when we are in the womb, you already hear noises of the heartbeat of your mother. And it's before language. And there are some scientific analysis and that the music area in your brain is much deeper than your language. Language comes later. So I think everybody will be affected by music.
Yes. Let's get an overview of your musical journey. You've had a very diverse career, playing in bands, of course, and producing your own music and this other work. How did this all get started? What was your interest and creative outlook for music?
I had a very musical and creative sister, and she's 4 years ahead of me, and she started to play the guitar. So I was interested, and I lent her guitar sometimes, and I also wanted to play something on one string. I think my first loop was dun, 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 dun. That's
it was in your head already.
Yeah.
I like that. Let's come up to date then with the new work, Not All of Us Agreed. You've got a really important message you're trying to convey in this song. Why is that so important in today's world?
I'm really not trying to be a messenger of but I notice things and I feel insecurity about, for example, the upcoming of technology and AI and that kind of things. And I think it's a wonderful thing, but also very scary. And I'm worried. So I translate that into a song.
Yes. Right from the opening lyrics, AI is here, the machine knows your name. You do
the
paint that picture of the future.
Yeah. Imagine. And what worries me is that technology just happens and we have to cope with it all. And it suddenly exists and we have to cope with it. And we didn't agree on it.
Yes.
If you understand me. Yeah.
Let's take a quick listen to the song, and listeners, I
Oh,
think
great.
you'll enjoy the sample. This is
Great.
Not All of Us Agreed by Harry Kappen.
And when AI takes over, an answering machine knows your name. I'm not sure what they want from me. I need your love. I want to feel your touch right now. No more artificial lies. I don't want to see this ending. Not all of us agree. The truth is all we need. There's no time for pretending. Just take a look into my eyes. Believe the tears, or am I faking?
Well, Harry, I think not only the lyrics, you really tuned us into the message, but let's talk about the music, the drive, rhythm, the sound. How does that contribute to the message?
Oh, it does naturally because the music is first. So I'm inspired by the music. So I contribute to the music, not the other way around. Yeah.
But it could be a
I write
soft
my
ballad, it could be a hard rocker, it could
Yeah.
be acoustic, it could be
Yeah.
you had some choices to make. What supports this message, right?
Yeah, it comes naturally, and I don't think about it too much. That's maybe not very satisfactory to hear, but
No, what you're saying, it
when
comes
I write
natural.
music,
It flows.
yeah, when I write music, I try to make it perfect and then add some lyrics, and it works or it doesn't. That's the magic of making a song. Suddenly it makes sense, or it doesn't, and you make another song.
Yes.
And it's a bit of a magic, and I really don't understand how it works.
Well, sometimes it is magic, isn't it?
It is.
Yes. Let's talk about your previous single then, The Freedom Inside. Is it really a song for positive change?
Yeah.
What's the inspiration behind this song?
The inspiration was what I saw on TV and what I heard from other people around me. They were nagging and they were negative, and nothing goes, and there's the government this and the government that. And I thought, let's start with ourselves and then criticize others.
Interesting. Let's take a listen to a sample of this. This is The Freedom Inside by Harry Kappen.
I'm sitting on this green hill, an amazing view all around, thinking about the world, the wars, the misery, the changes caused by man. I'm just playing my guitar and I think it all over, and I realize the changes start inside. There's gotta be a better version of mankind. Hey, the freedom's inside. It's gotta come out. It's now or never. Spread your wings and fly. It only takes a short time. There's freedom inside us, and we feel like forever. And we will start now. I stare at the
All right, very good.
horizon and see
So a lot of people say that musicians often have one style, they recreate sometimes, but these songs are different. These songs have a different fingerprint, I think. What were you trying to accomplish, comparing and
Again,
contrasting the two songs?
I was raised in the 70s, 80s, 90s, so I'm influenced by a lot of music, and I just make the music that I like. I'm in the process of making a new album, and there is every kind of music in it. And it's funk, it's folk, it's hard rock, it goes everywhere. But the central line is me. I'm singing everything, and and that binds it.
Yes.
And yeah,
Harry, we love to talk about creative process and craftsmanship on this show. And I see you've got a couple of guitars handy. I'd love to talk a little bit about your creative process. A lot of creatives, especially authors who have scraps of paper and files of ideas and note cards and so forth.
yeah.
But do you have the audio equivalent? Do you have, I like this rhythm, or I like this
Oh,
progression, or I
you
like
should,
this
yeah.
sound?
When I come up with an idea, I take my phone and record it directly. My phone is full of small snippets of music.
Then you
Yeah.
go back and you refer to those and say,
And
hey,
sometimes I forget.
yeah.
I forget
Well,
them.
sure,
And
with that many.
last week, I listened to my phone and said, what was that? And it just suddenly remembered, oh, why did I forget it? And it's a beautiful song.
Yes.
It becomes a beautiful song.
Yes. We've been talking about the power of music with Harry Kappen. I'd like to also go then to your, I'll call it your vocation, and that is as a musical therapist. As you teach the use of music,
Yeah.
particularly in youth care centers and with young children, how do you think, or how have you found music to be therapeutic?
At the advantage, I was playing in a band with another music therapist. And he said, Harry, that's something for you. I said, okay, I will try that. I was becoming a father, so I should be a bit more serious and have a regular income. So I thought, I'm going to study that. And playing in a band, playing together, it's a great base for music therapy, because music therapy is about communication, about adjusting to each other, like that, about emotions, of course, and how to translate emotions into music.
Emotions really does play a big part, doesn't it?
It is emotion.
I read the word cope in the
Yeah.
description of your work, and I thought, yes, cope. Perhaps that's the word we're looking for on how music helps us.
Yeah, it's a great place to practice. I also have families, for instance. I'm not only one-on-one with adolescents, but also with their parents. And a lot of times you have this dysfunctional patterns in a family. And when they come and make improvised music, you instantly hear what's going wrong in the communication between the players. So you use the strength of music in this therapy. You use harmony, you use volume, your dynamics, all what's make music, you use in the treatment.
Yes.
And it's very acceptable for the members for the family, because it's music. We are talking about music. We are not talking about, oh, you're a horrible man. No, I say, you're out of tune. So maybe you can tune a bit better so you can hear the others, and like that. And that's a great way to make a safe environment for treatment.
That's so interesting. And obviously, the clients that are coming to you and attracted to this therapy feel the potential. But I can also wonder, do some people say, I'm not musical, I'm not very creative, this won't work for me? Do they say that to you?
Of course, for defense. But well, I don't know, I cannot. Say, just try it. Take your hand and let your hand fall on the piano, and you have a sound. What do you think of that? And can you do it a bit less hard, less loud, so you can hear your son? Oh yeah, all right. And you don't, it's not music like making songs, it's improvising, it's reacting to each other.
I love the metaphor. Could you play a little quieter so that you can hear
harmony?
Your son? I love that.
Yeah. Because the music doesn't sound right if you don't. So.
And are the clients more accepting when you say you're out of tune versus you're out of line?
Yes, you're talking about music, not about the person. Yeah.
That's terrific. Where could we find more about this program, Harry? More about your work in this area?
in music therapy. I have a page of how music therapy works, and how and my website is www.harrykappen.com. And you read about the albums and the singles, but also about music therapy.
Yes. And do you see the output, all these in the show notes, by the way, all the links, and so people can find them. So when we think about future and future work, how do you see music and music therapy developing? Do you think that's becoming more mainstream, more acceptable, the more that we realize how much music plays in our lives?
I think there's a difference between America and Europe. And Holland in particular, it's very acceptable. Music therapy is not a rare thing here. It's used in youth care, but also clients with dementia and with disabled things. It's used in a very broad way.
Mm-hmm. Do you see that continuing to grow?
Yeah, I think so. There are still growing number of scientific evidence-based treatments. It's growing.
Oh, fantastic. I loved covering both of these aspects of your work, Harry. Thanks for sharing these. And as we think ahead then, you mentioned that you were working on some new songs and perhaps a new album. Do you see that in your future?
Oh, very near future, yeah.
Oh,
I think
fantastic.
within 1 or 2 months, it's ready.
Fantastic. And you've recently taken on some new management. How do you see, I'm speaking now to other creatives who might be listening, who say, I'm thinking about bringing somebody on to help me on the either business or career side of my work?
Yeah, I'm very lucky to meet Michael Stover from MTS Management Group. And by accident, I met him. I had a connection on LinkedIn, and they told me, oh, you should do more about your music. I said, but I don't know nobody. And they said, oh, we know Michael Stover, blah, blah, blah. And it's great. He's working so hard for me, and the Spotify hits of views are booming. So it's great. And,
really showing the results then.
Yeah, more than 200,000 hits. For me, that's a lot.
Absolutely. For anybody, you should be proud of that. Thanks for sharing that, because I think a lot of times as creatives, we think, I just need to work harder, or I need to learn these social media, or I need to post more, or I need to do something differently. And you were open to this other avenue, so I think that's good.
You can do everything. You have to be creative. You have to. I do a lot myself. I record myself. I make my album cover. So the lyrics, everything. But in business side, you should do someone who does it very well, and Michael does that.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Folks, my guest has been Harry Kappen. He's a musician and a musical therapist, but he's got some great music. We've heard some today, but be sure to go to harrykappen.com and hear more of his songs and read more about his work. Harry, thanks for being on the show. I've really enjoyed getting to know you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. And I hope our creative travels come to Amsterdam again.
Hey, you're welcome every day.
Fantastic. Listeners, come back again next time. As I said, we're going to continue our creative journeys to talk to practitioners everywhere about how they get inspired and how they organize ideas. And as we've heard today, how we gain the confidence and the connections to launch our work out into the world and be successful in that work. Until next time, I'm Mark Stinson, and we'll continue unlocking your world of creativity. We'll see you soon.
Unlocking Your World of Creativity with best-selling author and brand innovator, Mark Stinson. This program was produced by BSB Media, creators of IntelliKey Leadership Stories, Unlocking Your World of Creativity, and thepeaceroom.love. If you like this podcast, here's another show that you'll like from BSB Media. The Patients Speak. Healthcare innovations accelerating the patient journey. It features interviews with healthcare leaders, patient advocates, medical providers, and researchers. Presented by 83 Bar. Look for The Patient Speak on your favorite podcast app.